Hey, has Dad died yet? This again? If you really care, then come to the hospital. All of our relatives are here. Everyone is praying that he won't die. Praying he won't die. As if he hasn't already been suffering all this time at the hospital. He's probably praying to die a peaceful death right around now. And I hope he gets his wish. Even if that's the case, then why aren't you at his deathbed? Oh, because all you can think about is the inheritance you'll get after he dies. What the hell is with your attitude towards me lately? I don't need to take this from the bum who lives in the basement. That was 2 years ago. I have a full-time job now. I live in New York. What are you acting so smug about? Having a full-time job is the bare minimum for being an adult. Ah, you're so uncool. It's so funny that you think you can criticize me when you're a loser with no life. So you have time to insult me, but don't have time to come visit Dad. I'm just dealing with you now that I have a little time on my hands. Unlike the people that have all the time in the world, I have no time to care of a dying old fart. You've got to be joking. Try saying that to his face. You can't, can you? Because you're scared of him. What? I'm not scared. Then come, call him a dying old fart to his face. You're not scared, right? So say it to his face instead of behind his back. Shut up. I told you I'm busy. I get it. You've been scared of him for a long time. He was so strict. When he was in the house, there was no way you could rebel. He got mad at you a lot. That had to be scary. I said I'm not scared. Quit talking about the past. Even though he's wasting away, getting thinner and thinner with his illness, he still has that stern look in his eyes. He doesn't even let us take care of him. He doesn't even smile, even though all his relatives have come to visit him. He's really stubborn. It's no wonder you're afraid of him, then. How long do you intend to keep this up? I said it already. I'm not scared of the likes of him. Whatever. Unfortunately for you, Dad is still alive. Call me back in a day. God, he's one tough old geezer. You're not going to hog his inheritance all for yourself, you hear me? Inheritance this, inheritance that. How are you not ashamed to say that? He raised you all these years. Yeah, spare me the lecture. You're suffocating, both of you. It's always been depressing. Once I've gotten my share, you can all rot for all I care. I can't wait for him to die. You're just rotten. You're beyond saving. Well, go ahead then. Be lame and talk behind his back. See ya.
Eli, where are you?
Sorry, I got a call from Zach, so I went outside for a minute.
Zach? What did he say?
He said we can all rot as soon as he gets his inheritance money. He said he's looking forward to Dad's death.
Ah, that again. When on earth did he ever become like this? I'm not even angry anymore. It's just sad.
Well, I was just going to ask you about that. Are we really going to give him part of the inheritance?
That's the thing. Your father doesn't actually have any inheritance.
What?
Look, he's a bit eccentric, stubborn. He knew his time was coming, so he bought a car that he had been wanting for some time. He spent most of his inheritance on that.
I didn't know that.
He can't drive when he's sick, but even so, he finally got his wish. Of course, that car and the house he leaves behind will go to us, but...
Last year, he bought a sports car, too. I heard he got it at a decent discount.
That thing looks nice, but I heard it's junk. The insides are broken. It seems like he bought it thinking he could try to take it apart and make some money.
Ah, it's no wonder he never tried to drive it. Well, I guess we'll have to deal with it then. What a pain.
Other than that, we've got a warehouse full of bulky furniture and other things that are basically junk. You know how he was. He had to try his hand at everything.
That's a nice way to say he got bored of everything quickly. Anyway, when Zach finds out there's no inheritance, he's going to throw a fit.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Zach isn't your son. I think even your father was fed up with him, and so he didn't leave him anything.
You might be onto something there.
But anyway, about your father. You've been weighing on his mind for a long time. Even though you work in New York, you came back so often to see us and see how we were doing. Your father was able to see that, and he feels a lot of gratitude towards you.
Wait, really? That surprises me. I left high school, got a job, and failed at it. And then I was unemployed for a while. I thought he was disappointed in me because of that.
He did scold you pretty thoroughly back then, didn't he?
Yeah, that was rough.
I thought it was too much, even back then. You have no idea how many times I told him to take it easy on you. But he wouldn't hear it. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. To be honest, that really lit a fire under me. It was tough, true, but it was better than being idle and jobless.
Your father seemed happy every time you returned, too, from that point on. He probably won't say it to you directly, but he certainly did love you.
Huh. He's on the verge of death. I wish he would just let me know. Sorry, I've calmed down a bit, so I'll come back now. How is Dad?
He's resting now. They're saying he's going to pass tonight.
I see. Hey, I heard he finally kicked it. Are you guys discussing the inheritance? I'm coming too, so wait for me. What? Don't give me that. I'm on my way now, so make sure you have my share ready. Got it. Tell our other relatives too. I won't allow anyone to pull any tricks. You know, you've become very sure of yourself the moment that Dad died. If you were going to come in person, you should have come when Dad was still alive. I was busy until yesterday. I'm just now getting some free time, so I'm heading over there. That's all. You were really that afraid of Dad? How pathetic. Shut up. Dad's already dead. The one you should be looking up to now is me, the eldest son. Now shut up and do as I say. Well, you ought to know there is no inheritance. Huh? Before he died, Dad used up his fortune. All he left us is a warehouse full of lots of junk. Wait, what about money? There is none. We didn't find a will either. There is no inheritance, so give it up. Wait a second, that can't be right. You're just saying this to keep me out of the inheritance, aren't you? If you think I'm lying, you can check for yourself. I was going to anyway. I don't need your permission. Are you at the house right now? I'm almost there, so you better wait for me. Don't come back. Everyone tried to be civil, but we all wanted to punch you in the face. So you say, but you don't have the guts to punch me. Damn it. There's really no inheritance. You scumbag. Don't show your face here again. The whole family is breaking off ties with you. You're not family anymore, so get lost. If there's no inheritance, then it's not like I need any of you. You're wasting my time. If there's nothing for me, then you should have said that earlier. What the hell is your problem? Wait. It looks like there are 2 cars in the back. Were those Dad's? Yeah, they were Dad's. I thought so. Nice. Well then, they're ours now. And I'll be taking one, thank you very much. What? No, wait! The fact that you're panicking just shows they're expensive. Dad only left us 2 cars. I'll take the new fancy one. That shabby one over there should be enough for a bum like you. Really? Thank you so much. By all means, take that one. I don't drive in New York anyway, so I don't need it. Just don't drive it home, okay? It needs servicing. Nah, even just looking at it you can tell it's new. It doesn't need any servicing. I found the key and I'm going to drive it back. Wait, really? Someone will be here soon to fix it. I came all the way here. There's no way I'm leaving empty-handed. Don't worry, Even if some small problems come up, it'll be fine. Stop! You so? Damn. What kind of car has the brakes stopped working while you're driving it? A car that didn't pass inspection and was due to be serviced. I heard he bought it cheap and was planning to take it apart and sell it for scrap. You should have told me that earlier. That's why I tried to stop you. But you're the one who was so focused on the money that you ignored what I was saying. So, how are your injuries? They said I'll be all healed in 2 months. My leg hurts like crazy. But it's the damages I owe that are really bad. What? You ran into a wall, didn't you? A wall, or rather, the outer wall to a building. The police were called, so it was okay, but the people inside were, scary? Yeah. It's not like they were gangsters or anything. But they told me I'd be charged a good amount for it. What am I supposed to do? No idea. It's your responsibility, so deal with it yourself. Hold on. The car wasn't insured either, so I have to pay the full amount. And then I have to pay the hospital expenses. Come on, help me out. What happened to the spirit you had before? You're the eldest son, right? The one to look up to? Now suddenly you're demanding help from your younger brother? Ugh, shut up! Admit it, you're a loser. You were too scared of Dad and couldn't talk to him face to face. And when something happens, you immediately turn to others like a coward. I wasn't scared of Dad. Enough, just admit it. I wasn't. A coward like you shouldn't get to call himself the eldest son. You're a joke. From now on, your life is probably gonna be hell. But I guess I might as well be honest with you anyway. Ready? What is it? You remember the shabby car that you left behind? Turns out it's a classic. It's a luxury car, worth around 600K. Huh. Despite being so sick that he couldn't even drive, all Dad wanted at the end of his life was to buy his dream car. There was a letter on the seat. A letter of thanks to me and Mom. The car itself was our inheritance. Seriously? He took the garbage when the 600K was right there. It's too bad. You were blinded by greed and therefore chose based on appearances. Wait, no. So what about my share of the inheritance? You think you're getting anything? But I'm his son! You could at least share a little with me. If you have a problem with it, come in person. Let's talk about it. Of course, you're not family anymore as far as we're concerned. But I promise, everyone will treat you the same as they treat any other stranger who comes here trying to take money from us. Come on. No, really, come on over. You have a complaint, right? Come and tell us. It's okay if you want to wait until your leg is better, though. Then come and complain. Show us you're not a coward, scumbag. No. Look, I'm sorry. So, are you saying you have no complaints? Yeah. I have no complaints. Naturally. I'm not going to help you, and I'm not going to visit you. That's just as well, right? I mean, since you might be hoping for a peaceful death right around now. After that, Zach didn't contact me. He quietly sunk into despair. The building he ran into was the office building of a certain company. And although the company is definitely not some crime organization or anything like that, they seem to be a company with people who have a certain energy. They dressed him down considerably and are prosecuting under the full extent of the law. He seems to have lost all his willpower. Even at the best of times, he was a coward, capable only of putting on a false show of bravery. It doesn't seem like he has the strength to stand up to anyone anymore. I suppose he's been discharged from the hospital and is returning to everyday life right about now, with his injuries healed. But head over heels in debt. I wonder how in the world he's getting along now.
I'm on my way home. Did you need me to pick up anything?
We need to talk.
What? Is something wrong?
This is my final request. As of today, I am going to quit being your wife. I just can't continue living with you anymore. In the 10 years we've been married, I've never been happy. I deserve my happiness, as do you. I won't sue you for all the emotional abuse you inflicted on me. In exchange, I have one last request. Please make sure our children are happy. Well, goodbye.
Okay.
What? All you have to say is, okay? Don't you have anything else you want to say to me? I wrote so much. I thought long and hard about my words. I can't believe how cold you are. That's just plain mean.
What's the matter? How do you want me to react? Do you know how many times you've texted me things like this in the past? I'm really tired of it. If you really want out, fine.
Wait a minute. Don't give up so easily. Don't you have something you need to say to me? Can you really let me go so easily? Are you really my husband?
Like I said, what do you want to do? You want a divorce, right? How many times do you want to send this let's break up text? You tell me. How do you want me to react?
Well, beg me to stay. You want me to stay, right? I know you do. I know you still love me, Leonard.
Actually, I'm done. I'm really tired of this. I mean, let's break up. It's like you said, Bianca. We aren't happy.
What are you doing? Are you really my husband? Stop fooling around. Convince me to stay.
What do you want? I can't believe you said you want to leave the kids behind. Was that a joke? If so, you have a dark sense of humor.
I'm not joking. But unless I resort to these methods, you won't talk to me about this distance between us.
In the beginning, I was open to talking things over. But after receiving these texts every week for the last 6 months, I've been thinking maybe it's better for us to separate. So I'm preparing Danny.
What? Preparing? What are you preparing Danny for?
I'm preparing him for the divorce. It's what you want, right? I've begun to think it's a good solution as well. I feel bad asking you to stay when you really want to go.
You don't need to feel bad about that. If you ask me to stay, I have no choice but to return, right?
Does that mean you aren't home now?
I'm not home, and I'm not returning until you apologize.
Apologize for what?
That! That's what causes all of our problems. Your inability to apologize when you do something wrong.
If I am wrong, I have no problem apologizing. But in this case, I don't feel I've done anything wrong. Is this about how I couldn't get the children to go to sleep quickly and quietly last night? Is that why you were so upset? I've always wondered why putting the kids to bed is always my responsibility and never yours.
You try to make me do all the housework. You are the worst. That's what's known as emotional abuse.
Do all the housework? You don't do anything except for cooking. And you call yourself a stay-at-home mom?
Don't make fun of stay-at-home moms. You don't know how busy I am.
I understand. I know you're busy with the children's elementary school, kindergarten activities, PTA. I appreciate it. But you know I have a job. And yet still I need to help the kids with their baths, do the laundry, wash the dishes, clean the house, all of it. And if I do something that isn't to your liking, you get upset and run away from home and text me these threatening messages. Honestly, I'm tired. So I decided the next time you do this, I'd divorce you.
What? Are you serious? You want a divorce? You know you can't survive without me. You don't need to pretend. Be honest to yourself. All you need to do is apologize and beg me to stay.
I just got home.
Are you even listening to me?
You left the kids home alone and just left?
This is not about the children. It's about me.
I can't even imagine what would possess you to do this. Bella is only 3. She could have gotten hurt.
But Danny is already in the 3rd grade, so I knew they would be fine.
What if one of them got hurt? or a robber or a druggie broke into our house. To leave our young children at home alone is totally irresponsible.
Our children, our children. Is that all you care about? Don't you care about me? Are you happy with the way things are between us?
I was concerned about you, Bianca, but not anymore. I really can't do this anymore.
What do you mean you can't do this? Aren't you going to come and beg me to stay?
I'm not going to chase after you. Please, divorce me. You do not need to come back here ever again.
What? Do you know what you are saying? Don't think for a moment it will be easy to get rid of me.
I didn't get rid of you. You left on your own. In fact, you pull this same stunt every week. It's always once a week, right? By the way, when you leave the kids home all alone once a week, do you think I don't know what you're doing?
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Did you really think I'm the stupid, naive husband who doesn't know where his wife is and what she is doing? It'll probably shock you, but I know what you're up to. I had you investigated.
Investigated? What are you talking about?
Put your hand on your heart and think about it. But then again, it wouldn't be your hand on your heart, but the hand of that man.
That man? What man? Are you insane?
You are such a bad actress. If you really want to be with that man, why didn't you straight out ask me for a divorce? Instead, you sneak around and use me as an excuse to run away from home. You play dirty, Bianca.
I have no idea what you're saying, but if you want to divorce me, I'll expect to receive alimony and child support from you.
Alimony and child support. You are so predictable.
Well then, I'll expect to get what I am entitled to.
I've already consulted a lawyer. You won't be receiving a penny from me. I don't have any obligation to pay you alimony or child support. You were unfaithful. You need to provide me compensation for emotional distress.
What? That's ridiculous. Leonard, you're the one who wants a divorce. If you really want to divorce me, you're the one that needs to pay.
For the record, all those texts I received from you saying you wanted a divorce, I've taken screenshots of them and printed them out, so don't worry.
Why do I have to worry? So I sent a few texts. So what?
It proves I wasn't the one who started this let's get a divorce business. But I really don't need that evidence, as you were the one who is having an affair. Your affair allows me to seek punitive damages.
What about the emotional abuse you inflicted on me? I suffered too. I told you I would keep quiet about the emotional abuse. But you're going to sue me for my affair? I'm not going to pay you anything.
You'll pay. And I know you've been transferring money from my bank to your own.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You must be mistaken.
I know this has been going on for a few months now. This could be construed as a crime. That bank account has money from when I was single, so it's not our common property. I expect you to return all the money you stole from me.
Really, Leonard? I only transferred the amount I needed to cover our living expenses. You never realized how tight things were.
You also withdrew a lot of the money we had in our joint account. I never understood why you needed so much money each month, until I realized you were secretly stashing the money for your divorce fund.
But I didn't realize you would divorce me this quickly. Well, expect to pay child support.
That's true. I have an obligation to pay child support, so you can take care of our children. And I was planning to give you child support money, until I realized today you really don't want the kids.
What? Of course I want them.
If you really cared for the children, you wouldn't leave a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old all alone at home without even locking the front door. That's enough. I don't want to hear any excuses.
I wasn't going to tell you an excuse.
Of course it's going to be an excuse. There is no good reason that allows you to leave 2 young children home alone. And today you texted me. I have one last request. Don't worry. I will make sure our children are happy. So I also have one last request. Please, divorce me.
Bianca rushed home, but no one was home. Leonard had taken the children to his parents' house. He took a few days off from work to make arrangements with his parents about the children. Bianca went to her parents' house as well. She took her parents to Leonard's parents' home to try to get her children back. But when Leonard calmly revealed the details of Bianca's affair, Bianca's father became enraged and struck her. After which, Bianca's mother and father profusely apologized to Leonard for their daughter's indiscretion. But Leonard could not forgive Bianca and is proceeding with the divorce. He is also suing Bianca's lover for damages. Her lover is also married, so this is causing problems in her lover's marriage as well. The only good thing in this whole mess is the children are with their loving grandparents and seem to be happy they are properly being cared for.